Hello and welcome back to another week of Stars and Dungeons and Dragons and Wars. I'm sorry. Uh, previously on the Eboan Chronicles, we met a very big fish.
Not the fish.
It's
There's
not
always a
fish.
big.
So
It
the
swims though.
monster,
Decepticon.
colossal monster that we wanted to bravely run away and then for some reason didn't.
As Master
Listen,
Qui-Gon, the
I am
true master.
form chaotic for what is or is not a fish. I think it qualifies as a fish.
As Master Qui-Gon always told us, the master that Elena should have got if she was born in the right era. There's always a bigger fish.
I don't know. If she'd been Qui-Gon's apprentice when he died, she would have just started crying and fallen down the hole.
I don't think she'd have gone that far, but Obi-Wan even cried when Qui-Gon died, so you can't hold it against her.
Can
He
we please
actually
get
did
back
some-
to
Anyway, so after our encounter with the very big fish, I had to leave, and we didn't really resolve much after that. So
Yeah.
Time to
This
resolve
week-
things.
this week, reminder where we are kind of on the big map, and what our ongoing
Adventurers.
trip looks like going forward.
It's
We
full of
advanced
acid.
quite a bit.
It's full of acid. We're all pretty high.
so if we're here, we started here. That's like a few weeks journey right there already, isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah. I didn't want to have it just be you sit on the boat and nothing interesting happens. Like
Thank
after
God.
Yeah.
Thank God.
this week, we get off the boat.
This week we
Yeah,
stopped playing the Indiana Jones thing because we no longer have to travel across the world.
This week we get exactly what should have happened in certain places where they did a month in a boat. We do the right thing. We get out of the boat. We don't need a month in the boat.
Well, we spent a month in the boat anyway, so why are you complaining?
Anyway, so
No weeks, not month.
A few weeks is a month.
only a few days remain in the journey. Soon you'll be arriving at the coast of the kingdom of Magno,
Okay.
the land of the forest elves.
This will be our magnum opus.
Boo.
Oh no! It's
Kill
Bucky.
him with fire.
So the party will arrive at the mouth of the river and then get sailed up to go to the capital with the home of the Eternal Palace, the city of Crystallum.
Well, the ship is getting close. Medrush will get close to Elania and basically ask her, is there anything we should be aware of in terms of costume and all of that regarding the wood elves and all of that?
I don't know. I wasn't actually raised among the people in Crystallum. I actually was never there myself.
But do you know anything about the culture or something like that to be aware of? I have not the best knowledge regarding other cultures or anything
Translation.
can help.
Translation. Have you heard of the wood elves?
One thing to note is that the politics, in a way, moves a lot slower than the rest of the world. A slight from
Yeah, I know.
100 years
Main
ago.
character. I'm trying to-
Other than the obvious, yeah.
No, I was
like,
gonna say
other
like
than the-
this, like some insult or slight from 100 years ago will be remembered, and people might try to avenge it, and that's not gonna be like a son or daughter. That's gonna be the exact same person who was slighted,
Kind of reminds.
going out for revenge.
Tyron knows what
we have
Tyron,
long lifespans. We also have long memories.
Tyron and Riss will get
Yes.
what I'm referencing here.
Mhm.
Kind of reminds me of the the situation in Dragon Age Origins between Zafrian and werewolves.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
So
So
the elves
Ma-
live long lives, and they have long memories.
Talk about holding a grudge.
So,
Their rules
so
and laws appear similar to the regular races on the surface, but there's a lot more emphasis on appearance of things, and an insult can be, if a perceived insult can be met with extreme violence
Perfect.
eventually.
Tutski just
Perfect.
Tutski just sighs a bit
So-
underneath her breath and goes, "So we're gonna have to keep guard of Delhi for a while."
Yes.
Medash immediately looks at you and says exactly what I was going to say.
The good news is, if you're gonna die relatively quickly compared to them anyway, they might never bother doing anything. But you never know with elves.
As I
What
said,
about the goblins?
Tutski just says, and it just also smirks and just, as I said, talk about holding a grudge.
So basically, I bodyguard the list 24/7 these case, and don't let her alone with any elf in case it's particularly vengeful and decides to. It's worth it in the in our lifespan to decide to go and murder her. Got it.
Did I
So-
hear my name being talked about
Yes,
again by Madras?
Yes, congratulations, says. You have earned a 24/7 bodyguard in my form.
Oh, amazing!
I have a question for the
And
GM.
Just like to point out that, like, theoretically, it would be a much easier way to get your name remembered forever doing something here.
Tutski just Tutski just looks at
Oh,
Tutski just looks at
yes.
Oh no.
You went and did that. I
Tut-
see.
Tutski just
I
looks
have
at
a question
Medras
for
and
the
goes,
GM.
"Go on."
Yes, what's your question?
We're supposed to be meeting Diego here, right?
Yeah.
wait,
You
here
will be
or
meeting
much
Diego.
later on?
I thought
Huh?
I thought that was
On the route to Crystalum, I want to say.
Okay.
yeah. Latour is on the route to Crystalum, right?
Yeah.
No, the other way
No.
around. I
What?
thought.
Okay.
Latoro was supposed to be the
Latore,
staging ground.
Yeah.
Yeah. Latore is the staging ground, and here, I'll put you back on the political map so you can see.
Yeah.
Things.
So right now, you guys are gonna do a detour up the river to Crystalum to meet with the Queen and the other political elites to get stuff sorted out,
Yeah.
and maybe other misadventures and side adventures on the way. Then you'll
Delif.
go up to Latore
hmm
for the actual staging before you go to the
Dragonberg.
Isle of Drakenberg.
Mhm.
So
Mhm.
you'll definitely see Diego in Latore. You might see him before that as well.
Okay. I just.
Mhm.
Yep.
Okay.
Don't worry, I
Okay.
didn't forget.
Yeah, I imagine that.
If
I,
you-
I,
forget
I
that.
did. That's why I asked.
If the GM forgot, we'd be kind of screwed.
Yeah, exactly. If the GM forgot the storyline, it's like, oh shit.
So Tutski just
Back on topic. And why did I win this amazing privilege?
You earn it because the elves can be either incredibly vengeful or not. So congratulations. Even we care about you so much that we don't want you to accidentally insult them for something that you said that either it's insulting and right now in the moment or was insulting years ago and they're still considered insulting, and you just say it without thinking.
Uh-huh.
So we
I
want. So feel. He puts a hand on Deadly's shoulder and says, "So feel happy. We care about your lives."
thank you very much about caring about my life, but the way I hear it, it's a they problem.
Tutski looks,
Sheda looks at you and says, "No, it's a you problem because if you pissed enough, we don't know
Look,
how we
Madras,
can
look.
result."
If they are decent people and don't do stupid things, I won't have any reason to actually insult them.
You
Tutski,
realize that they have costumes that can be hundreds of years old that they still keep, and that for you can be stupid, but for them is secret. He has a dry look on his face when he says that,
Again,
looking at Ellie.
having stupid traditions, it's a they problem.
Tutski
So you're disrespectful to other cultures. Good to
I'm not.
know. More things that I have to worry about
Ah,
in this 24-hour guard.
Tutski just looks at Alani and goes, "Yeah, next time we get to it, and shall we just make sure we get the two lovebirds of their room for once? I've been feeling the sexual tension here since Aquania."
at
Shada
some
looks
point.
at you dryly from the side and says, "If you think this is me trying to be romantic, then congratulations. You have proven that you don't know my interest."
You've got a lot to learn about the human customer's sarcasm, Medrash.
Fair enough, says Medrash nodding.
Madras has a lot to learn in general.
Yes, I'm willing to admit. Are you?
Oh
Look,
yes, this one of the reasons that I came along on this journey is to see other cultures and learn new things
that's the
and
wonder of
new
life.
magic.
Yet
And make
you're
new
willing to
songs.
say, yet you say that if they have stupid cultures, it's not your problem.
Tutski
Of
just
course not.
Tutski just leaves the conversation and goes to stand with the more respected people in Fisher and the captain, going, "How long till landfall?"
We should
Medrash
reach there.
immediately, after Deli's response, Medrash says, "Thank you, you have proven my point. We see ourselves inland," and he walks away to the other side of the ship just to relax a bit before his long work, being basically Deli's bodyguard.
We should be arriving early in the morning.
Good to know.
We'll probably take a little bit to get stocked up with some, actual decent land food, and then head up the river. Our boat has enough clearance to make it up. Out of character, due to not thinking about it too
Yeah.
much when I made the map 10 years ago, I don't actually have a city at the mouth of the river to say, and I don't feel like making something up off the cuff right now.
No
So you can just
problem.
imagine there's a nice settlement there. Um,
Can we
anyway,
buy, can we
It's
buy stuff
Bobton.
there?
I assume it's on to Latore for you after this, right?
we'll be going to Latoria after you guys finish up, whatever you guys end up needing to do in Crystallum.
Noted.
Question: can we buy stuff here or no?
You
Only on
can
this
buy
side.
stuff. If you're buying stuff before you get to Crystallum, it's just going to be like basic, readily available things.
Got it. Got it.
Anyway, morning comes, the ship is at dock. You can get onto dry ground for at least a moment, and there's a visitor waiting to see you guys.
Oh.
Did they ring the doorbell?
Here. Ooh.
I thought
Has
you
been a
guys might
while.
be getting in sometime soon.
Long time no see.
Medasha that says, "Well, happy to know that our adventures have become much known through the land, apparently."
To be honest, knowing this group, Medrash, it's kind of hard for people not to know of our adventures. I'd be more surprised if we were unknown.
That's worrisome in case for when we have to go to Drakenberg. So you said that Medrash thinking in the future.
Yeah, the order, with the movements of the dragons up in the north and what the order's been doing and the necromancer, some stuff was found in Crystallum, so the head of the Huntresses called me back to help share what I've learned in my ranging up there.
What exactly has been found?
Well, mostly just the stuff that you guys are familiar with the with Yosef Rosangre, because he's originally from Magno, so he still has some other resources and like house and other stuff here. So while as far as we know, he has not personally been in Magno for a long while, it's still something worth investigating to try and find out more about what he may be up to.
Oh, okay.
Especially because he's got a history at the University of Magno, which is well
Okay.
known for educating people in
do
the
you want
arcane
us-
arts.
Do you want us to burn it down?
Medrash, go on, would say what I have to say later.
Burning it down would probably cause issues. Like the elves are used to quote unquote unknown agents breaking into various people's houses and doing things all the time. Though there are limits to what are acceptable, and what those limits are can vary depending on who the unknown agents are.
Don't worry, it will be an accident. We'll be far, far away when this happens.
So,
Question, says Midrash. The information that you have gathered, have you heard anything about any Dragonborn or even worse things? This could fit even bigger fears for any kind of dragon-like related individual to the necromancer.
Um, we have not heard much about the link between the Dragonborn of the Isles and the Necromancer, other than I guess the fact that we've from what I've heard, the Green Dragon in the north might have some connection between the two of them. My main concern has been helping to track down the links between Yosef and his previous activities here.
does he have any known associates
Makes
or allies in the city?
Well, his family house is in Crystallum. He's the only survivor that we know of his family, but he still has his servants and all that have been keeping the estate in order during his long absence.
Meras would say if you find anything related, anything regarding that, I would much appreciate if you can make sure that the information gets to us in some way. I fear that it could be pivotal to whatever it is that's going on, not only inside the order, but all the movements, even his movements.
Actually, some old associates of Yosef's during his days at the university recently have gone missing.
That could be
An
important.
old married pair of researchers. They'd been exiled after a major scandal years back. They only somewhat recently returned with one of their daughters.
Could we speak with them? They could have some vital information.
They went missing recently. Actually, my next thing is to go try to investigate what happened to them.
You fear it could be connected?
Medra says, if the rest of you are okay, I would like to ask the captain to stay here for a bit. We go to investigate this. This could be some kind of clue that
This
could
is
help us.
something up in Crystallum, which is the way you guys are
Okay.
headed anyway.
In that case, Medas will see if he can ask the captain to, help us take Morgan if she desires to Crystalon, so we can begin the investigations
Oh,
as quick as
I
possible.
can get there faster on foot. I'm in familiar territory and I know what I'm about. The
Very
Silver
well.
Huntresses are gonna look have been asked to look into this right away, so that's what I'm gonna be working on. Hopefully, by the time you reach Crystallum, there will be some news.
As far as I can tell, Medrash, I think it might be best for now to let the Silver Huntresses deal with this, and we
Yeah.
handle the negotiations with the government in Crystalline.
You're right.
If we've got nothing else to do and it comes back and they need our help later on, we can circle back to it.
Yeah, you're right in this, Statsky. In any case, if the Silver Hunters need find anything that requires our help regarding any of these topics or even the Necromancer, at least I can say I cannot speak for the rest of the crew that I will be willing to give my sword in your help.
Well, it's very much appreciated. These are trying times, and it is a wonder that so many people are working together to try to make the world a better place, in spite of all that is happening. Anyway, I have to be off. You know,
Good luck in your travels
look into that.
with your mission.
Thank you. All
So
right.
the
Anything
question
else
is
you
not
guys want to do on the coast, or are you guys ready to head up to Crystallum?
Medrash would just, if Delith then ends up going on about the city chest, will go there as a bodyguard, make sure she doesn't piss off anyone. Other than that, he will relax on the boat the last time that he has before, Crystalline, where politics will have been to be involved again and keeping Delith out of trouble. So yeah, he will require to be rested for all of that's coming.
Yeah, basically, I think all Tutski will be doing is it's not really important to have it on screen, but she'll just be talking to
Mhm.
Fisher and the captain when they're off duty, just for more general political things between Aquernia and Freeland, pretty much.
All right. It sounded like Maris was saying something, and then I accidentally cut him off. Was there something
not
you wanted
really,
to
not
say?
really. I
Okay.
was just making an observation. Don't worry
Mhm.
about it.
All right. So. So you guys are here and now
Mm.
up to Crystallum.
Mhm.
All right. So you start pulling into the city. It
Mhm.
is quite different from the other cities you've seen. Whereas Aquernia was a hub of like urban living and just going from like seemingly from horizon to horizon where it was, and Frenton was its own large development. This almost seems to just disappear into the woods. Like it's woods and then suddenly city. People living in and among the trees, magic lamps everywhere lighting the way, paths that seem to just naturally come out of the ground. It is almost semi-magical seeming.
You see that Midrash is again in wonder like the other times he has been to cities like this, trying to take in the different cultures and stuff like that. Really appreciate the difference that he's seeing between all these big cities.
Translation: Welcome to Lothlorien.
Yeah. I know, but again, I'm
No,
praying
no, no, no,
Midrash.
that's the high elves.
I was thinking more Darnassus.
Yeah.
I mean, I was more thinking this is the wood elves of Fangorn.
Yeah,
But
that's also what I was thinking. But okay.
Mm,
anyway, and once again, there is
Mhm.
someone to meet you here.
Amelia.
did he ring the doorbell?
Well,
Well,
yeah.
it's been a while, you guys. Glad you could make it.
Oh,
Tutski,
hello!
Tutski just has a frank look on her face and just sighs and looking down on the ground. Yeah, it's been a trip.
Yeah, it's been amazing.
Midrash.
Extremely boring at first, but then, at the final days of the journey, we saw a kraken and it was trying to destroy the ship. It was amazing.
You can see some actual concern
Yes.
crosses air quotes Diego's face. Um,
Midrash immediately jumps and says, "We're not, Mr. Diego. We have managed to get everything under control. It was dangerous. We managed to get through it safely."
like I can see that,
Mhm.
though. I know the original path for the original planned route did not involve going through the Kraken's territory.
Yeah,
Uh,
That is
we
correct.
encounter some problem that
some technical
it's
difficulties.
it's better much better discussed in closer doors since involves
Infil-
a lot of strange stuff that
It's something
maybe you
familiar
have
to
knowledge.
Diego.
Well, I
Hmm?
mean, my main concern is that while Braun did make it out alive, I had to make promises to his family for what kind of dangers he would or wouldn't be in, and I
Yeah.
think even for us, Kraken is
I gave
Worry not.
definitely
I gave you my word on my honor that we keep Braun safe, and I keep my word.
Worry not. We made sure that Braun was never in danger regarding this.
Yes,
like
we managed just fine, but it was so huge.
Miss Tutski. I appreciate that you offered to save, offered to protect him, but also recognize that that means very little if the Kraken had managed to catch you.
I recognize that, of
We recognize
course.
that.
Well, at least nothing came of that, though it is worrying that that occurred.
Actually, we had the infiltrator. Let's call him that
We
on the ship.
we can. Medash immediately puts the hand on the list face and says, "I think this is part of the stuff that we should speak in closer doors, if you don't mind."
I'd rather talk about everything before and after the voyage in private anyway, Tutski says, just looking a bit red-faced.
Yeah, I think we have. At least I don't know for the others, but besides that, I will also have to talk with you, Mr. Diego, in private if possible.
Okay. Um.
As we're going in to the cabin, I push Madras and say, Madras, do you know that tieflings have bigger canines than others? I'm going to use them next time you shove your hand into my face.
I didn't put it on your face. I put it on your shoulder.
You said face, so
No, I said shoulder. I said.
He
Wait, I
said
said
face.
face.
He said face.
Oh, damn it. I meant to say shoulder. I don't know why the word face came out. Sorry, sorry. Uh,
Now it's too late.
yeah, I know it's too late.
Anyway.
Medash will say, sorry, I wasn't thinking. I was just trying to stop the conversation before going that. It won't happen again.
You
He
guys
says
go.
it's with a, you can hear a tone of, regret there.
You guys go on ahead and talk to him. I'll stay here and help out the captain if he needs any extra hands.
Thank
So
you.
besides, I probably need some time to myself anyway. Tutsi says as she goes to help out the crew.
Anyway. So with
Mhm.
Diego in relative privacy, he says,
Mhm.
"All right. So the head huntress of the Silver Huntresses is also here, and they've been gathering what information they can based on the activities in the north. Um,
We had the chance to meet with give me a second that I check the surname because I did not remember the surname.
Featherblade?
With Morgan Featherblade before coming here. She told us that they were actively looking for the necromancer around here. At least we don't know if anything else.
Looking
yeah,
into.
Joseph. What? Sorry, what?
Looking into.
Yeah,
Yeah, into.
the Yosef himself hasn't been seen in Magno for many years at this point, though he still has an estate in the area, looked after by the servants of his house. Um, but we're trying to figure out what the connection is between Yosef Grondrin and what the order is doing.
Also,
Um,
something else that perhaps you should know. There was some kind of metallic mm, vessel that was
Yeah, yeah, that was part of what I was waiting
tailing
to you.
us during the entire journey.
That was part of what I was waiting to share when you were done with the information you were going to tell us, Mr. Diego. We were followed by some kind of metallic vessel which was being controlled by which was related to. Give me a second. I look for the name of the traitor that we had here because it's supposed to be an
Alien
antagonist.
Vo.
Alienbo. Um, that helped is an infiltrator here called Aliembo. That's what that it was trying to say upstairs.
Mm. Well, it's difficult to tell if that's a sanctioned or a rogue element from the high elf, from the high elves.
The high elves?
The
What?
high elves. Have you heard of them?
No. You said that Madrasha is like, what do they have to do with this?
They get high.
The high elves and the wood elves have a rivalry and animosity going back millennia, almost to the dawn of the continent, and dawn of life on the continent. Really,
You
like
remember how I said that we can hold grudges?
Madrasha that says, I get all of that, but what does that have to do with that metallic vessel that was following us?
I mean, the wood elves are up to something to defend themselves, and and they're trying to achieve something. This is the kind of animosity that would say anything the wood elves are gonna try to do must be stopped. Like, it's not, at this point, it's such an old animosity that there isn't much reason
Nobody
it.
even remembers the cause, right? Not really.
I mean, not really. Like, we know, like, just for how far this goes back, literally the gulf that you guys kind of skipped across was formed to separate the high elves and the wood elves by the gods because of how destructive their conflict was getting.
I think, but
Madrasha's eyes are wide open at that.
Like, this is
And
way back. Like, most of the younger races don't even remember it anymore just because it's so far back. Though for the elves, this is maybe like 10 generations ago.
Madrasha they says, but why would they? Just because we're gathering forces here, just for that, they will make that much. They will attempt a murder at us.
I mean, like I said, it's hard to tell whether this was a sanctioned or rogue element in the group. It could just be there was, some people heard something was happening. You know, the council of Fate might have said to do nothing, but didn't actually take any steps or took inadequate steps to stop action. Offensive actions from being undertaken. It's difficult to say.
I understand. Says Miller with a grape tone, like understanding that yeah, this could blow up our proportions just because of minimal stuff.
Yeah.
It's a city full of Twitter users. What do you expect?
Um. So while it is most certainly not good that this happened, I'm not sure if it has a larger impact on the grand strategic considerations going here.
But it could have in the future.
It could. It could. I'm sure before too long that Magno and Fate will be back in conflict again.
Mm.
It's difficult to stop people who insist on fighting from fighting.
I see.
It is something I've long worked to try to reduce, but there's only so much that can be done. But anyway, back on track. We've got we'll have a I'm blanking on the word. We'll have a meeting, not meeting. Trying to think of the fancier term.
Conference?
No, not
Conference.
not conference.
Uh,
When you get to see someone big and important.
gathering.
No.
No.
Audience.
There you go,
Audience.
audience. Yeah,
Yes.
we'll have an audience with the Queen of Magno, within a few days. so you'll want to be in good shape for that. I will also be there, and so will the head huntress of the Silver Huntresses.
Any
He
particular?
looks at Nadia, who I'm just gonna assume is there. So
I'm actually with the Kraken right now. I did what David could not.
Out of character thing, are we going to mention to him what happened in Fretton?
Yeah, I thought that was also kind of
we
included. We were.
have we not mentioned everything?
Yeah, I took it like for granted, that after he finished Medras, will inform him of everything else that didn't come up through the talk, like what happened in Friedland and all of that.
well,
Mhm.
Yeah.
I can't remember if Diego was there for Friedland or not.
No,
He wasn't. He
I
wasn't. It
he
was just.
wasn't. He wasn't.
Okay.
That's why I agree with with Cora and say that Medras was going to mention it after Diego was done with.
It's kind of the big reason why Tutski excused herself from this
Yeah.
little meeting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I imagine it was related to what happened there with, damn it, I had names, with
Marcus.
Marione, Marcus, sorry,
Yeah.
like we have a lot of names and not all of them are. Oh, there was more antagonists to see. Sorry. Yeah, Marcus.
Yeah, I've tried to keep the journal
Yeah.
relatively organized.
No, yeah, but
As we've
I didn't,
spawned more and more characters, it's become a little bit more difficult.
no,
But
I get you. I didn't saw the plus sign besides antagonist, so. That was my fault. Yeah, Marcus and all of that. Yeah, Medrash is going to, basic talk him what happened there with Marcus, his relationship to the Order, and all of that in Freeland. Don't worry about it on that core. But he's waiting for Diego to say everything that he comes to say because this is more like old news and putting
I know.
him up
I
to
know.
date.
I know.
Mm-hmm.
I was just making sure we don't forget.
now I think the big question is for the Antonines, how much of that is Drakenberg and how much of that is Grandrin? Again, there's too many elements at play here. I don't like it. With so many agendas, it's difficult to keep track of who's doing what.
Medrash did says I think it was half and half from what I heard with her because he was doing dealings with the Order, yeah, but he was also trying to take advantage of his deals with the Order to try to get better deals and progress through that. It's not so much cut and simple that is just this him. It's not so complicated, at least apparently, regarding this. It could be more complicated and more of the Anthony are related, but I don't know. I
Okay.
know freelance politics to say about it, and I don't think Tatsky is in the position to talk just yet about it.
Okay, at this point, we know for a fact that there are some people um, in Madras's order that batshit crazy. Okay.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
You see the Madrash, recurrently agrees to that because, yeah, it's true.
so what stops them from working with Grondrun?
Nothing, and that's the big fear.
That's Madrash says what I think is happening. I don't have any proof yet, but I feel like the moment we finally touch ground in Drakengard, I will probably get my proof, and that's when things are going to probably go completely sideways for at least the Order.
Yeah, I'm hoping that knocking out the order will at least remove one of these agendas going on, and then we can focus on Grandrin
Yeah.
and get that resolved. But like I said, we'll have an audience soon. I think for the most part it's going to be a formality and just a exchange of information.
Mhm.
Just pay lip service to the queen and respect make sure that the elves feel they are being respected in this deal.
Mhm.
So, which is why I have you guys slotted to arrive for it, just because at this point you are fairly well known.
Okay then. Question: do you think that would be a good idea for performance during the audience?
No, says Medrash immediately.
I know the queen has her own musician who will be playing background music. So unless you've got something really good, you might want to just wait on that.
Okay.
You've got a lot of life ahead of you to make the best song for the queen, and we pull this off, you'll definitely have the ability to do so later.
Very well, I guess that
If he
was
wanted
an
to perform,
elaborate and polite way to say no.
if he wanted to perform the Marcus song for him and to try and cheer Tutski up, we can always do it when we're in private, when we've got a private residence later or something.
Yes.
But that's not Dulles Way.
I know it
Yes,
isn't.
we know it's not. Uh,
All right, so anything you want to do before audience, or
Medrash at some point through the days would like to have a conversation with Diego in private.
all right,
Mhm.
what do you
Uh,
want to?
Medrash basically said, through this whole journey, I have been giving my word and giving that everything will be solved and that I will basically fix it and make sure of that. By doing that, I'm basically giving my word that will become the new head of the order. I don't feel like I'm prepared for this. I would like to ask for your advice in when everything here is done, and he looks at him in the eyes. What kind of wisdom should I keep in mind regarding going through with that and keeping my word? Not just keeping my word, but things to have in mind and stuff like that. I am a warrior. I'm not a politician. I just keep giving my word, and that
I
could
mean, I think
really
in some
ruin me.
ways you're hitting on some of your own answers. Remember that the position and what needs to be done are bigger than what you or anyone really can actually achieve on their own. You need to recognize that and find people you can rely on to help make up for the areas where you are insufficient. I think the fact that you do give your word and treat it as valuable, as something important, and that you should always hold on to. You'll want to be careful that you don't overpromise or devote yourself to more than you can actually achieve. That is also a danger, but I think for the most part, you've got what it takes to get the order back on track for what it's supposed to be doing.
Adam Nation says, I would like to ask just one more thing. In case of anything happens when everything here is done, I would like for a way to keep in contact with you or Braun or someone at least to make sure that if I ever am in doubt, I can go to your console and make sure that I not strain from the past like the order has been doing. I don't want that risk to fall ever if when I take that position because that's something I've been given and that I cannot avoid anymore.
Hmm. That is,
Not right now, in the
yeah, I
future
know.
when
I'm
there
just saying
comes.
that is a big commitment, and we'll definitely look at that when we get there.
Thank you for
I'm sure
even
we'll be able to
taking it to
find
check.
something. All
Thank you for your
right.
time and
Anything
your words of
else? Does
wisdom.
Alani have anything she want to say, or?
Oh,
Not
Medras,
right
that's
now.
Okay.
before
Okay.
exiting
I just
Medras,
want to
suddenly
check.
before exiting Medras, remembers one last thing and basically ask him, could you give me some guide into protocols and all of that, and how should I speak to besides speaking with respect and all of that, entrance, way of dressing for this and
We
all of
have
that.
10 years. Like, I almost feel like the elves live so long just so they can have enough time to learn their own dang system of what is and is not right. And then half the time, I also think they're just making it up as they go for what's most convenient for them in the moment. I think it's actually a mix of both, but honestly, be respectful and be careful with how much respect you do show. It's a very tight rope that they set before you.
Very well, I will have it in mind.
Like, if you
And
are
thank
unsure
you.
of yourself, you are much more likely to fail than if you have confidence. That for sure is, I guess, the best advice I can give for you right now.
Thank you, says Madrasha, and properly then says goodbye for the day.
All right. We got anything else?
I mean, Tutsuki will just be alone in her room.
Question:
What?
Are we going to? Oh, yes. Actually, I just remembered that we are going to continue traveling with that ship, correct?
Yeah, on the ship you will be.
Okay, okay. I mean, even after the audience.
Yes.
Okay, okay.
You know, though there may be side things that happen first.
I mean, unless someone wants to talk to Tutsuki, she's just going to be sat up, just trying to think things through on her own for a little while.
All right. Well, I think that means we can go ahead and skip to the audience. All right, so a couple days pass, and the time of your audience arises. You are led to the eternal palace of the Wood Elves, and inside.
Before properly enter the chamber, everyone can see that Medras suddenly that has been, going there very rigid. Takes a deep breath, lets a bit of cold breath out of his system, and suddenly all the stiffness comes out of him, like trying to mentalize himself and pumping himself up
Delith took
before entering the
extra
palace
care.
and all of that.
Delith just took extra care of her attire, I guess.
Tutsuki's just doing her
Yeah.
usual thing of, just looking respectful, but at the same time just being the strong, silent type. Like, I'm just part of the entourage.
No, and I'm wearing a small bow tie to Nez a raven throat neck or something to make it more
Okay.
presentable.
Delith also just wearing that classic magician assistant's attire, which has just got a really long suit and a bow tie on the top hat.
Oh god.
So have you bought fancy clothes and I can find that in your inventory, or are you just making stuff up?
Me? I could
Talking
buy
about
it.
Mrs. Magician's assistant outfit.
I could use disguise self actually. I'm sure that everyone there will see through the disguise, but who
Yeah.
cares? It's the
Oh god.
thought that counts.
Oh god.
Anyway, so in the room, you see Diego and someone that Nadia recognizes, the leader of her group, in the area of the audience. On the throne sits the Eternal Queen, you know, that kind of being the traditional title
Yes.
for the Wood Elves, Eternia, her court musician, and some guards.
Mhm.
You are the guards introduce you to the queen as the adventurers, for dealing with the matter regarding the Knights of the Azerwalt Order and the various other threats of the Northern Reaches.
Well, he said.
Yep.
When he is presented, you see the Medrash makes a bow, a small, respectful bow to the queen.
Alani bows in unison with.
Tutski makes a small inclination, nod to sort of bow, not being submissive but also being respectful.
A theatrical bow from my part.
Mm-hmm.
Nadia just stands there,
And just
T-posing.
bow.
No, you're
No,
you're T-posing.
Bows.
I praise the sun.
Oh no!
Are you happy or not?
T-posing! Oh no!
All right. I see we have a collection from all walks of life here to ask a boon from the Wood Elves.
It is actually.
So, what might I ask that do you want from us?
Medrash at this looks the queen Eternian says, not much really, just besides obviously inform of the plans that the order are going to do. Whatever you decide to support us or not, that's more your decision. But we are gathering a small force in Latoria, and we would like your permission to have it there. The idea of this force is to stop the order from breaking their balance and keeping going on their wrong ways. Alongside that, fixing them by the end of this troublesome confrontation.
We are aware of the Order and their aggressive actions, in the Northern Reaches and their, most unwise encroachment on the free cities. We are also aware of the previous, false claims on, Wood Elf territories, specifically the city of Lator, that they have.
You see the Medrash notes and all of that.
So, we are willing to grant the, considering the magnitude of what is occurring and the cooperation that is few times in my lifetime seen between Freeland and the Empire regarding this matter, I see very little reason that we should be the one to stand before stopping the common threat. Therefore, we decree that you should be able to, have your, free docking and supplies granted to you in Lator for this matter.
Medrash that not too deep again, but just a thankful bow and says, "Thank you for granting us that, Your Majesty."
Yes. It's also our understanding that, of questionable relatedness to this are further threats in the Northern Reaches, specifically the alleged necromancer who hails from Magno, one Yosef Rosangre, and a green dragon that has been, has some sort of designs on the north.
Medrash
Is this correct?
This is
yes, it
correct, Your
is
Grace.
correct. We still don't know exactly how it's all related, but being honest, they having in mind that we think we had a small encounter with this dragon. We believe that it could be related to the other. We are not sure. Saying for sure that will be a great misgiving of information, but the possibility cannot be denied, just like can be denied the possible relationship with the necromancer.
I hear this allegation and acknowledge it. However, there are limits in my ability to grant you anything around Yosef, as you know, his estates are out of reach, and unless you have a valid claim against them, there's little I can do to help you there, due to our, ancient traditions. Unless
Understandable.
unless you have, you know, a direct, existing claim against him, or you know, can follow a previously existing claim, there's little that we, is in our power to grant you regarding this matter.
Having in mind how much knowledge you have already presented, Your Majesty, I believe that sadly we are not far ahead of you regarding possible in connection between the necromancer. What's going on exactly? We just know that he's a danger because of his usage of necromantic magic, nothing more.
At this point, the Grand Huntress actually steps forward from where she's been sitting. Actually, we do have claim to a previously existing complaint. Nadia,
immediately go to look at him.
what do you know of your parents?
Well, okay, let me think that a little, how to phrase it.
Processing.
Processing.
Processing. Yes, I'm making a macro right now.
Data not found. Parent macro not installed.
Yes, I'm making a macro for us in this specific
Activating
places.
the macro for making macros.
Okay.
I have parents. Why isn't there a macro for that?
Well, what?
His parents are the macro.
Oh, the algorithm!
The macro was there all along.
The
The
almighty
real macros were the friends we made along the way.
Were the
Or should I say, the real friends were the macros we made along the way?
exactly.
Either way, it works.
Exactly.
So, okay, I actually found it and lost it. Wow.
You merely adopted the macros. I was born with them.
What I know. Okay. Now, what I know. Well, what I know is that they abandoned me, and I and I have come on. I have been living with the mic at that time. Okay, and I have been living on with the Silver Huntresses. I assume she knows that from the way she asked or no.
That's fine. The
Okay.
truth of the matter is that you are the eldest daughter to the Magicolos, a pair of researchers who worked at the university alongside Yosef. A large number of years ago, there was the Silver Huntresses were contacted about, dangerous necromantic research being conducted secretly at the university. And in the depths of a hidden lab, we found a child who had been experimented on, who we liberated and, for the child's safety, rose, as one of us, away from her parents, lest that she be caught again.
I call BS on that. Continue.
Little
If
did
you
you
have
know,
anything.
Nadia, you were just a macro that the necromancer made in
Like
his game.
I do the inside check, but I'm not literally saying anything. So continue if I interrupted you.
That child was Nadia. Now, during that event, afterwards, the fact that there was this necromantic research at the university was revealed to great scandal. The result of which led to the Magicolos leaving into exile for a number of years. Not so long ago, they returned, along with their youngest daughter, while their middle daughter was off studying in the western reaches. They opened up a complaint against Yosef, which the Eternal Palace recognized and began to look into itself. A few weeks ago, the Magicolos have disappeared and not been seen. The Silver Huntresses have tried looking into it, but unfortunately, we've lost contact with the people we sent to investigate this. I fear for their lives at this point.
I take back on my insight. I will tell you why later.
Okay.
Tutsuki just looks at the leader and just says, "And you feel that this has a connection to Yosef and possibly the Green Dragon as well?"
What I'm saying is that there is a, recognized issue between the Magicolos and the Rosangres. And the heir to the Magicolos is in fact here, and could, if desired, press that claim, enabling her to enact the long recognized, rights of retribution, that we are usually more informally, sought after. And though the crown would not need to, so the crown would need to just recognize Nadia as the heir to that complaint, and then allow her to act on it as she I can speak, as she so chooses, so long as it is within the bounds of elvish tradition.
Mhm.
Anything Nadia wants to say at that?
A lot out of character. Just so just to come on,
Recap.
recap. Thank you. So she wants me to uh, recognize myself as a part of a family in order to press a claim of Joseph has done something bad, and so we can.
Basically, that'd give you the right to go as unidentified agents, break into his place and look for evidence and or other acts of petty retribution.
Yeah, not out of character, like in character thinking, but not actually saying. My thinking right now is like what she wants to gain from it, because like she hasn't showed any proof that I'm related to anybody. So, and I know that people have been trying to say that I'm related to people in order to get free work, I guess. So, like, I know that I don't say that on my background,
Free
but
work and
to be honest,
pension.
and like, no, I'm not gonna fall on that trap. So, what the catch here is my thinking. The thing is how I'm phrasing it. Um, and why? Okay, and why do you want to? Um, okay, correct me if I'm saying it wrongly, but like, why do you want to, further this investigation with Joseph?
Because I've lost contact with 2 of my huntresses, and I can't really escalate the investigation to actually put enough, strong enough people into play without causing a major incident without playing this card. It is true, you are a magic holo. There's
I'm
more that went on with, them losing you than you previously thought. I had my reasons for keeping that hidden from you, but at this point, if we're gonna actually do anything to investigate Yosef, this is our easiest way to achieve it.
okay, and how to put it simply? Um, okay, um, okay, um, and and okay, I'm trying to say out of character. And what about payment? Because like it is implied that I will be doing it for free at this point. We will be doing it for free
I
at
mean,
this
at this
Yeah.
point, you'd be doing it for revenge.
I
Exactly.
know I have no reason to I have no reason to put on the whole party here because somebody said I'm related to somebody. Like I have no
No, I mean,
reason and there's no
so
proof enough.
legally, your reason would be revenge, and then more practically for the party, your reason would be to try to
Help.
find out, get more information on the necromancer.
Yeah, I know. But I want to ask two stuff basically in character. I
In
want
character.
to stuff ask like, is there gonna be any pay outside of all that stuff? And can you let us think it for like one day or whatever, so we can discuss it between ourselves, basically. Uh,
I would say that the payment leave it for when we're not in front of the queen.
okay, so
And
uh,
and the other one, yeah, you say, if you can think of it, and then you ask that question when we're outside of in front of the queen.
cool. So yeah, we could do that.
Actually,
Yes.
first you make your will, making me your your sole inheritor.
No,
First,
Then you ask about money
She
from the
already
queen.
has an inheritor, being the middle sister that's off in the western reaches.
no, no, Miss. I'm gonna make the Kraken the inheritor, and you go fetch that inheritance from it.
oh god.
Okay. So yeah, I will say. Can you give us some time before to think about
Well,
it?
you basically have to give a yes/no for whether or not you are the heir and are, forwarding the complaint. What you actually do afterwards is up to you.
Um, um,
Tootsie just giving like a silent
yeah,
look at
yeah,
Nadia.
my sorry, what you said?
Tootsie just silently whispering to Nadia as this is happening, just smiling, notable. Just get this out of the way and we can discuss this when we're done.
Because you
Uh,
don't actually have to act on it
Yeah.
if
so
even if
that
you accept the responsibility. Now
uh,
that could come with social consequences, but that also might be meaningless if you don't intend to actually stay in
that
Magno.
yes, exactly. It may have social consequences which we don't get. Uh, um, um, yeah, the issue is, can I press for money after I accept? Because at this point it's like she's trying to force me to
Do that.
just say yes.
Do that after we get out of the audience.
What do what the
Press for
whole
money and all of
yes.
that.
Okay. Hmm. Yeah, I will accept for now.
Mhm.
All right. Speaking as the queen. All right. So be it. The crown recognizes your claim to the previous complaint, and so, you know, all the Wood Elves will recognize, your any, whatever acts you have as in, regarding Yosef as related to those previous complaints. Is there anything else that is needed for this audience, or are we finished?
Can I ask a question, Your Excellency?
And what would that be, Lady
you
Daleth?
see me, you see me that suddenly there has been, kind of comfy and relaxed, turns a bit to stone with his back to the queen, gets all rigid and looks at Delith like saying, "Don't say anything stupid." You see him mouth him.
Uh, just out of curiosity, in case that this fateful turn of events wasn't present, what would be the alternative?
Hmm. Well, you would have little recourse that is within Elvish traditions and laws. Though, naturally, what you actually do would just be up to yourselves, now wouldn't it? And then she looks at the Grand Huntress and saying, some have already acted a little outside the bounds of Elvish tradition and laws, but so long as, the rest of the Wood Elves don't hear of it, I'm not much of a mind to act on it myself.
I will roll an insight on that. I'm sure that I want to roll. Oh, actually, that was decent.
That's nice.
For you, it is decent.
Yes.
You can tell she's being, straightforward for an elf TM.
Yeah.
She mostly supports your aim, but bound by traditions and rules.
I'm also rolling, just in case. I don't think it says more.
So, she's trying to achieve what she can within the rules and traditions of the society she leads.
Yeah.
I guess Madras, that is watching carefully. You can see that I
No. I was going to say the moment Delith asks that question, he goes back to the compose and relax. Like, okay, she's not asking anything dangerous.
Okay. Yeah. For a second there, I Delhi thinks about saying something more, but she doesn't.
Yeah, the moment you ask the question, it suddenly Medras remembers. Oh, right. Even as chaotic as she is, she does understand quite a few stuff. I keep forgetting about that. It's basically what went through Medrash's mind after she asked that question.
Now, if there's nothing else to cover, I'd bid you farewell. There are many more seeking audiences that need to be dealt with.
Farewell and thank you for your time, Your Majesty, and both, Medrash. That
Yep.
again, Cortus one not too deep.
As you guys head out the door, you can hear her kind of calling after you. And next time, maybe don't bring a demon into the Eternal Palace, no matter how well he is behaved.
At that,
you
at
you
that
see
I
them.
turn,
You
at
you
that
see
I turn to her.
Medrash.
At that I turn to her. I go with a big smile and say, "Oh, yes, he's very well behaved. Technically, he's a devil, I think, but that's beside
Tutski
the
just
point."
nudges. Tutski just nudges.
You see the Medrash grabs Delith by the shoulders, begins to carefully, without too much force, not being forceful, but kindly says, "We will have that in consideration. We will do that immediately, Your Majesty. We're sorry for the trouble and all of that. We tend to forget because we don't see it."
In my
Tutski just.
defense, I didn't know
Tutski
that.
walks in between Delith and Medrash, nudges them both in the ribs with her with her elbow, and just goes, "It's rude to take up more of her grace's time," and just keeps walking.
Again, Medrash was trying to just move her away, apologizing at the
Just
same time.
imagine the group just kind of dragging Delith
Yeah.
out as she's trying to get in the last word.
Yes.
Big out of character. Can we buy stuff?
Yes.
Yes.
I'm buying a leather armor +1. I have the money. I will have +1 defense. That's all.
Mhm.
Proceed. We are doing the selling, buying stuff later.
I will do that at the end, not
So,
right now.
Exactly,
Because
exactly. I'm just saying I will have a +1. I know I have the money. I don't remember how
Mhm.
much it costs. Let's
when we
proceed.
exit, when we exit,
yeah,
Delith straightens her clothes a little bit from all the dragging and then says, "Okay, that was unnecessary. She was actually, you know what? I like her."
Medasha that says we are thankful that you like her, but there isn't any need to clarify. We had already taken enough time of Her Majesty that made have insult her and made her dislike you. Says Medrash. That
If the lovers are done arguing, I need to find a tavern and get a drink.
Medasha that says, I think what I'm going to do is go and wait hospitality on our hospitalities unless Dalit plans to do something while we wait for
I
your
actually do
decision.
plan.
Medar says looking at Nadia for the decisions that you decide to take.
I actually do plan.
And gives a nod like saying, even if we don't agree a lot on you're still an ally and I will support your choices. He's trying
Uh,
to say.
I actually
uh,
do want to do something.
Mhm.
Tatsuki,
Mhm.
What?
the time has come.
Yes, I've heard
Our
about the.
duel,
Yes, I've
our
heard about.
destined duel is about to happen.
Yes, Delith, I've
Medasha that
heard of the
says,
tragedy of Darth Plagueis the Wise. What's your point?
Have you forgotten about the drinking duel?
I haven't, but that's been the last thing on my mind overnight.
Madrasha that says if you end up doing that, I will end up not taking a single drop. With you in a place like this, Dalit, we cannot risk it to have everyone, all of us drunk.
Yes, you don't have to participate. You've
Besides,
already lost, Madras. You had your chance.
Madrasha that says that I'm trusted doesn't mean that I'm not good, but not the moment or time.
uh, how to say? Before we get drunk, should we just discuss all this?
Madrasha that says yes, if you desire to, or you will prefer to talk a bit with your leader of the server hunters before you talk to us.
Out of character, assuming we first go to
Mhm.
whatever inn we are deciding, because I find no reason to stay around
Yeah.
since we are going to discuss stuff.
Mhm.
We will
I've got a
talk.
background for a boat, so we're gonna use that background. But you
Uh,
can stay at the
Yeah,
inn.
that's fine. We
it's
don't
it's
care.
it's 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 no problem. Again, just have in mind, the matter says, if you want to talk something with the leader of the silver hunters, now we can probably wait until you gather everything that you require before you talk with us.
Tutski just finds a bar
Okay,
called.
actually, that's a good idea.
That's what Medrash was trying to say. When.
Okay, I will go and talk to
Mhm.
the silverest of the huntresses, I guess.
Yes.
Um,
Her
and
high
She
I'll,
should be
silverness.
in your journal.
it
Yeah.
is okay. Give me a second. Um,
I try to be good about that.
to
Okay,
Delhi related what?
Isadora, it's here in the Alps section.
right.
Oh, it's the elf.
The elves are so special they have
Got
their
it,
own
got it.
section.
Mhm.
They have an elf section. I see Tatsuki and elf related section, but I guess elf section is
Yes.
better.
Mhm.
I
And
mean, I have one elf related to you. I didn't think
I
that
know,
needed
I
as
know.
much order.
I'm just making a joke. Yeah, like I haven't even bothered looking
Uh,
at the itinerary.
Tutski ends up walking through town, finds
Anyway,
the perfect tavern for them. Saying, "Oh, this place looks good." Walks into an inn called the Law Walker's Rest.
after I buy stuff, let me know when we are doing the Huntress role play.
We can do that right now. That should
Yeah.
probably go first.
Yeah,
Dun
if
dun dun
everybody.
dun!
Okay.
All I All I'm going to say to Nadia before she goes there is that you never told me about all this.
Is she saying out loud?
Yes.
Okay. I look at with a angry look, kinda, or annoyed, however you want to discern it, and I'm like,
Okay.
let's see if any of this is true first, and then let's find out if any of this is true first, and then we will see.
Oh,
Wish you luck with your inquiry, says Medrash at that.
Um,
Mhm.
okay. Um, or
do
like
you
I
want
look
do you want
what
support?
if you want to come, sir.
I mean, I don't know if I'm going to be allowed, but I can establish a connection.
Out of character, she can be allowed if she's
Yeah,
with
she
you.
can be allowed
Okay.
if she wants.
Don't worry about it. You can come.
Okay then. Does the devil
No,
He's allowed.
supposed to go
I
there?
Medrash at that says and says, I will count in Nadia's discretion, knowledge on how to move around to make sure that they don't realize it's you if you end up insulting someone. To be honest, I don't want to get into things that in middle of these kind of things. Even as you are my ally, I don't know you enough to feel comfortable going into this kind of meeting. Says Medrash. We'll wait with you with Lani and that's great. That.
I'm more than fine. Dale is coming. I do not know about the devil. Like if Pika, like I don't know the rules. So if Pika says it's not, he cannot come, we will see what we will do with it.
I thought the devil was me because I was the bodyguard there and she
No,
Oh
wanted to
it's
get
no,
rid of me.
the imp.
Uh,
he
The
meant it.
no, I thought the devil was talking about me because of the bodyguard.
He-
Mhm.
You're a dragonborn. He can discern that. He also can discern that. Also, everybody can discern that between a dragonborn and an actual dragon.
Yes, I know.
Anyway, so yeah, I'm more than fine that he can come up, and also I say your connecting link will be needed.
okay.
Okay,
All right, so happy fun discussion time.
happy
Yes.
fun discussion time.
Tutski will just find the deepest, darkest corner in the tavern, just sit down with her feet up on the table, Aragorn style from Fellowship of the Ring.
Okay.
Medas
All
would just sit around there on the table, just drinking water, taking out his deck of cards, asking if any of those two want to play a fun game,
Can
not
we
money or
actually have
anything.
like the scene with Nadia and Delith
Yeah,
and
Uh,
the
Yeah,
you
Grand
yeah,
guys
yeah.
have,
no,
you guys have. Just
all,
context of what we're
we
doing.
also
Go and
need
do
to
your thing.
mention that Elani will be doing air push-ups. I know that Tarim doesn't say anything.
Listen, we
Yeah,
need to
that
go
can
over the
work.
exact color of clothes everyone not in the upcoming RP is wearing because reasons.
But little did you know, Pika, this is our J.R.R. Tolkien episode. Everything must be explained in excruciating
This is
detail.
Fashion Souls.
Exactly.
Anyway, so Delith and Nadia go to meet Isadora.
Okay.
Yeah, Nadia, I'm sure you've a lot of questions to ask. She kind of sounds kind of caring but kind of cold, like a awkward, stern mix.
Okay, let's start from the usual question we have for all this stuff. How much you guys got paid to send the huntresses for the current investigation?
Honestly, considering the things that we found up north, I did that on my own initiative because
You're worried about the necromancer being a threat.
yeah, the things that we discovered them studying on using, and studying on you for were threats that are best nipped in the bud, and money was a secondary concern.
Out Isadora is an elf or no?
Yes.
Okay. What type of elf?
Wood elf.
Wood elf. Okay. Those are important wood elves. Wait. No, I'm joking. Um, so
Will
let's see.
never be as important as a high elf.
Exactly, or an
Everyone's dead.
Eladrin. Like,
You're in
wait,
the wrong city to be saying that.
wait till the Eladrins invade. Anyway, so back to actual topic and I guess reality. Okay, cool. So about um
Never telling you anything about your parents.
the operation that was covered up, I was going to say, and I'm not sure the cover up is the correct word, but you
Are you
get it.
talking about from when they rescued you as a
Yes,
child,
yes,
or
yes, yes,
okay,
yes.
okay? Uh, I have some of the details for that, not all of it. Basically, from what I know, your parents and Yosef were conducting study projects at the university together, and at some point, you disappeared without their knowledge.
First, the first thing I need answers. Were she involved in the operation or no?
Isidore
Oh,
herself.
yes, yes.
Um, I
Because
was a. I
like in my head, she may not have been even born on being a part of the Amazon huntresses. That's why I want that
you're
confirmed.
forgetting elves old.
I know,
Yeah.
but I don't know exact numbers.
Yes,
And
she was probably like not the head, not the Grand Huntress yet, but still fairly high up there.
mm-hmm.
Yes, I took part in the operation myself. Um, your parents had discovered, like I said, you had disappeared at some point, much to the sorrow of your parents. They didn't know what happened to you for a long while until they stumbled upon a secret lab, you know, underneath the main lab they were working in. Worried at the retaliation that they might face if Yosef knew it was them who spoiled his experiments, they asked us to take you in. I'm worried what might happen to you if you were to be recaptured. They asked, us to take you in, and so we did so. I thought it would be best not to actually let you know what happened because it's easier for you to keep a secret if you don't actually know the secret.
Okay.
Yes, but now she does know the secret. And look, just look at this poor girl. Do you know
Well, we're
how
also a
many?
little past the point of, Yosef not knowing the secret.
Oh yeah. Well, good. The positive thing is we're already planning of permanently taking care of Joseph. So
Which is why I didn't think it was a bad time to let Nadia know.
yes, but now she has the psychological trap.
I'm sure she can
Out of
deal with it.
character,
She
out of
sounds like with a
character,
little.
out of character. I don't have that deep of psychological trauma compared to Terry.
I mean, I'm saying that Isidora seems uncomfortable, acknowledging that she's not dealing with it in like the best possible way, but also she is trying to handle it. Just in that kind of awkward, uncomfortable
Yeah, yeah.
part while putting on a strong face.
My question, and by the way, the last insight goes for all the conversation. I know it doesn't matter, but still, I'm saying that. Um, so, last question. What was it? Assuming he was doing, assuming since he was doing experiments, were other kids found or mutilated bodies of kids, I guess, or like remainings, to say it
Yes,
correctly.
a number of children had been disappearing, which is why we were willing to take action, and we did not end up, asking your parents for anything.
Yeah,
Uh,
yeah. Question is there any proof that it connects me to uh, um, to the magic colors. Do you have any idea other than words being said or assumptions?
Um, you've
I,
got to
I'm
lock it out of character. You've got to lock it,
out of
right?
character. I know. I'm not expecting her to answer here.
Yeah.
Is
In
basically
character, you have my word, and I would not tarnish it so by lying to you in these conditions.
anyway. Um, anyway, still, like in my still, we should probably deal with it, and I will charge what the civil hunters is charged for this mission, which means nothing out of character,
I mean,
basically.
I was gonna say
Uh,
because like I said, we've lost contact with two of our agents, including Morgan, who went to investigate the
mm,
Rosangre mansion. So for finding them and bringing them back, or at least getting information on their fate, the Silver Huntresses will reward you.
it's more
Hopefully, if you can find more information on the Necromancer.
okay, out of character. If you give me a +3 hand crossbow, I will be more than happy. Wait.
Throw him overboard.
Yes.
Okay, continuing actual talking now,
Yeah.
not rolling.
Okay.
And I'm sure if you can find information on what the Necromancer is doing and how, any connections between him and Grondrin and the Order, I'm sure Diego and his faction will be willing to offer some form of reward.
Um, um, okay. Well, still, it is a threat that it will be it needs to be dealt with, and this is how to say a very good chance. Um, uh, give me a second.
Are we?
Okay,
What are
I'm
we?
back.
Okay.
So what I was saying, it's still a threat that needs to be dealt with, and it's how the situation is right now. It's a good time to invest. It's a good coincidence to investigate it. Although on my mind or like underneath my breath, I just um yeah, underneath my breath, I say almost too good of a coincidence. Um, to deal with this situation, basically. So yeah, I will talk with my friends and let you know. Meanwhile, if you tell us what you know or like stuff on the fortress or whatever the state is or like any information will be interesting. Also, I'm curious, what about the little member um, of that family?
She'd come into the city, return to the city with her, with your parents.
Mm-hmm.
She a little bit before your parents disappeared, she had left on a trip to visit the middle sister.
Mm-hmm.
So, still your younger sister, but older than the one who came to the city. Um, at the time period, your parents had been, raised a complaint with Yosef's estate, and it was clear that bad blood and like a feud is brewing there.
Mm-hmm.
So we feared something might happen. We were able to get Gallia to safety. I think that's the right one.
It's Gaia, but put an L on it. Literally,
Gallia,
Gaila. Yes.
Gyla. Okay.
Like,
Uh,
like it's literally a
sorry, I
little
thought the
too
I
simple.
was on the other side of the L.
Yeah, I get it, but still it is.
Okay.
very close to correct.
All right.
Uh,
We managed to get Gyla to safety, and she is in fact with your other sister in the north or in the western reaches right now.
mm,
Unfortunately, we were not able to get to your parents in time, and that's been part of why we're so keen on investigating the
okay. Okay.
the estate.
Tell us what should I first out of character? Should I first gather the party and then ask for the details of any info they have?
I would say out
That's
of
up to
character
you.
this out
Yeah,
of character I would say basically it will make sense to gather all the information and then meet it
that
us.
okay. So tell me all the information you know about what you know about that place and what we should watch out and maybe potential traps. You know the stuff, and I will talk with my friends and let you know uh, our
We,
course of action.
our
You
information
don't
is unfortunately fairly sparse.
any any little nugget will be helpful. You don't need to explain it right now, and we can skip literally if needed.
I mean, actually, it helps build up some of the flavor for what you're getting into. Uh, elves tend to keep their family home relatively secretive, with that mostly just being breached due to feuds, as you are, you know, in the midst of discovering. A couple days ago, Morgan and another one of the huntresses should have arrived to begin investigating to at least get some, forward scouting information, as we were still hoping for you guys to be the main force to break in and get information due to not wanting to flout traditions too much. Um, However, like I said during the audience with the Queen, we've not heard back from Morgan or our other huntress since. So we don't have a whole lot of information. It should be on the surface. It's a fairly regular house, but this is a very old building. There's probably plenty of secrets in and underneath it. Especially if Yosef was, developing things to keep his necromantic projects a secret,
Now
and he has no other family members to, uh, you know,
uh,
discover it, that he needs to keep it hidden from.
in my mind, as I'm discussing, that any nifty spell today, let's obviously, that could help us here
Uh,
before we fall into the
Spell,
trap.
I don't know. I don't know if
I'm asking Miss in my head, Delith.
Mm, well, there are some that could prove useful. For example, I think it's safe to presume that there will be some traps in there, magical in nature, maybe.
Yeah, continue. I'm not
all right.
expecting a conversation now.
I fear what's become of Morgan and my other huntress. So, if possible, I'd like you guys to act on this as soon as possible.
Yeah, probably we will start immediately. I will probably pass here to let you know, assuming out of character, you know, the traitor Mahaha.
Hmm.
Yeah, the
Uh,
leader of the huntresses is a traitor.
obviously,
Hmm.
duh. Um, but yeah, we will let you know. But yeah, I need to gather the party and the party and like prepare accordingly and come up with a plan.
All
Light the
right,
beacons.
all right. Tutski will clear the tavern table and put on a tactical map of Orlais and Fereld and like, all right, where do you want to go investigate next?
So as we're
Wait, this is the
exiting,
wrong continent.
as
Throws
we're
map away.
as we're exiting, I ask Nadia through the link. So a crazy necromancer was kidnapped you and was performing experiment.
Didn't we already knew this when she went away?
I did, but not to the full extent.
Oh, the Polish and yeah, we didn't know. Sorry. It was out of
Like,
character. That one.
I remember the only thing we learned was
Mhm.
when when we do the necromancer that he was talking about, like out of character, of course I'm saying that, about some experiment and
Mhm.
something that was lost, but like in character I knew what he was in character. In play I
Out
knew
of
what he
character.
was talking about, but
The last thing I remember was that when you couldn't roleplay and your character went away.
yeah, I wasn't there.
I remember that at that time, yeah, someone appeared from the Silver Hunters asked you to come with them because the you were the individual that the necromancer was looking for that was experimented and all of that and got away.
Oh yeah, right. Anyway,
I remember that part. I know that we knew. That's
I
why.
believe the main reveal here is that the parents were not involved in this experimentation, but adjacent to it,
Mhm.
and learned about it. So basically, we learned about Nadia's relationship with her parents, or the lack
Yeah.
thereof, and why.
Exactly.
We also learned that her. We also learned that they're fairly odd parents.
well,
Anyway,
so
um,
um,
so
yeah, basically my answer to me is that
Gondor
I
calls
don't
for
know.
aid. The beacons are lit.
And
The
Uh-huh.
party
Rohan will
assembles.
answer!
We enter
Party
the inn.
arrives.
We enter the inn. I go to Tatsuki and say, "Well, our duel has been postponed."
Hmm.
What kind of answer is that?
Mm.
So, oh, so from what
Mhm.
I'm coming to the party.
Mhm.
So the hunters is the lead hunters is worried about the hunters, so she wants this resolved as soon as possible.
Yes. A long
And
story short, they went to the House of Horrors. They got trapped,
exactly, Th-
I
th-
guess, and
this is
now we have
house
to
of
go to
yeah,
the
this is
rescue.
house of the dead medieval times. Perfect. So
Okay, in character.
in character now. Yes, she wants to resolve it as soon as possible. I'm more than happy to help the civil hunters
Mhm.
since it's my family. But I don't want to force it since we are still recovering. We're still on the journey. I don't want to force it if you guys are not ready. And also, we need to come with a plan.
Medrash at that looks at her and says, "Is this important to you, personally?"
Um, no. I,
So you
How
don't
much of the
care.
money is
I,
important to you personally?
let me answer that better. Other than the silver hundred is involved, no.
But let's say that there was no all the thing that we have to do and all of that, and you came to know the silver hunters are in danger. You will go to help them without a doubt.
Mm, we are a sisterhood. That should
Exactly. That answers all when you say that.
Crocker.
Then I think at least my answer is clear. If this is immediate, I think we can wait a bit. The forces will take a while. We have the permission to gather in La Torre. We can take the few days to or whatever time is necessary to help you in your quest. You have helped me far more than probably was necessary, and probably at least reward for now you see in the foreseeable future that you could have in basically something that you don't know if you will get reborn. I think having in mind how you work, I think it's worthwhile for me to just give you my sword in this. I cannot speak for the others, but yeah, I put my vote in helping you with this.
Ditto.
All right.
And
Want me to?
everybody else is not going to help. So we are going to do
Okay.
something else. Become.
The force,
said
the
ditto.
force, I know you said it, so it's
I
going
was
to be
looking at
just Nadia, Bedrash, and Elani against the Necromancer. Got it.
Tutski just looks
I
at.
was more making a joke that everybody was silent suddenly.
Are you not curious about what happened to your parents? I would be, Tutski said.
Well, I would want be more curious if they are my parents, but I cannot just trust words because words are meaningless. No. I will not trust um, any or not any word. But yeah, I trust more evidence, I guess, because I'm Phoenix, right? Um,
Objection!
No,
exactly.
Phoenix Wright does trust words. That's why he goes blindly until he finds the truth in his face is telling him something else. For second game, final case.
Anyway, point is, yeah, I want to see. Um, I, I want to see more before I make
Yes,
a
yes.
decision.
We have to go there and start searching about more information about Joseph. We have to save one or two silver huntresses, and I have to test more spells.
You mean the familiar, says Medras looking
He
at you.
has to test spells. Do you really want to know?
He's just making sure if it is something that we don't also know or something we don't.
Don't
That's what
worry,
Medras is doing.
you'll be absolutely safe.
I'm not
Probably.
worried, Medrasha that says, I'm not worried about myself knowing you. I know you don't hurt your friends and allies. I'm more worried about the victims of this spell. That's why trying to make sure what
Uh,
kind of spell it
Out
is.
of character, should we actually, check Dale's house instead of the necromancer at some point in the future? Maybe.
Why do we need to check Deadlift's house?
We have already checked Delith's house.
No, no, I think he means Delith's own house after a few years. After
Oh,
they
He may
settled the
he
game.
may be a
yeah,
Anyway,
bigger
we've got
than
25
we know.
minutes. I'm gonna go ahead and
yeah,
drop you
Yeah,
guys on.
yeah.
Tutsi just
All
says
right.
Tutsi's gonna make a
Okay.
reference. I'm gonna make a reference here of what Tutsi says. If you get it, you know your movies. If you don't, it doesn't matter. All right, it's time. I guess we're gonna go and kill the bad guys. Find the parents, save the world.
Yes.
Yes.
Bye, kids.
So,
Anyway,
so we go to the mansion of Joseph that we heard about.
yup.
hmm
betrayal on the house at the hill. Perfect.
So
Oh,
before we enter, Medrash asked, besides knowing that there's probably going to be a lot of traps and
And
this
also,
link,
obviously, this is second floor that you can see.
yeah, and this belongs to the
Fireball.
necromancer. So besides the
Take it all
second
down.
floor, we should look for a crypt or something. Do we know anything else about this house?
Not really, no.
okay. Should I
Mm.
go in and investigate first or no?
I mean, it's
Uh,
been taken care of by like family servants, and that Yosef hasn't been seen in the area for a very long time.
A
mhm.
question: how dead are those family servants? And I mean undead to be specific.
They're
Yeah.
not undead,
Okay.
little
most of
did
them.
did
Some
little
of them.
Okay.
little did we know, Yosef just telling a story to some acquaintances in a different area of the continent. He's just going, "Oh, I don't have those family servants anymore.
Let
I
me check something.
I don't have any servants anymore. Don't you know? I ate their livers with some fava beans and a nice Chianti."
Anyway, we've got
Okay.
25 minutes before I need to wrap up for the week.
Okay.
Okay. Okay. I vote to go alone and s- invisible stealth and investigate first.
Before we do that, I'm going to use divine sense to see if I sense the obvious trap that we are expecting.
All right. Well, there is some undead right here.
Mm,
Mm.
About
Okay.
yeah, two of them
Hmm.
in this area, in this
And I
room.
will
They are the parents.
Important question. Are they stab characters?
No.
Medrash immediately says, tells the party they're on that are immediately
60 feet,
inside there
Let's
already.
see.
So
BRB really fast.
You've got a
Mhm.
range of 60 feet. I'm not actually.
Yep. It doesn't say how
Wait,
it is
behind
covered.
total
Just say
cover is
60.
behind the door. So does that count as total cover? Maybe, I don't know. But you can sense 2 undead in that room, and that's about it.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
It's the parents. I knew
Yeah.
it.
Medrash just tells everyone there are two that inside our room, so better be ready.
Okay, Tatsuki.
So yeah, you've got window here. More windows, doors,
No. Tatsuki punch the
door,
door.
I'm back.
But
and
is there
more
a mace
windows on
window?
the second floor.
But is there a mace window?
No, no mace windows.
We don't have
Medra-
maces here.
Midrash basically told the party where the undead that he sensed are. So yeah, we are. He's just how do we want to proceed basically?
Actually, I can send Nez invisible upstairs
There,
to see through the windows.
do
If
it.
anything is.
Mhm.
All right,
Do it.
so
And we hope he's get taken. Maybe.
Mm-hmm.
so Nez peers through the windows.
Mhm.
I see a bedroom. There's a mat on the floor and a bookcase.
I'm worried how you describe that.
Does he seem dead?
Who?
The man on the floor.
There's no one. There's a mat. M-A-T.
Ah,
Mat.
a map.
Mhm.
It could be a
Mat.
person.
Okay.
It could be a person.
Like a
called...
rug, a nice thick rug for
No,
like
Okay.
With
trancing on.
How do we
We
know it's
hear-
not a dead? How
we
do we
hear
know it's
the
not a
Considering
man.
dead
this is
guy
an
called?
elf place.
You
Yeah,
you
we
you
we
you
heard
you,
the
you
man.
see that you see the Medrash immediately when they ask it, man, he slaps his face with his hand.
It's
How-
mat,
Actually-
not man.
How do we?
Actually, I like
How do we
that.
not? How do we not? How do we know it's not? If it's not just a regular Matt, it's actually a dead elf called Matt.
Oh, I see. A mat, not a man. Okay.
Just some guy
Nothing
called
to worry
Matt.
Anyway.
about then, at least for now. So, are we kicking the door?
I would
I don't know.
suggest going certainly and taking a little bit
Tutski just
before.
No, this
Tutski
never
reaches.
works.
Tutski reaches into a.
Medrash says, just be careful with the two undead that I sensed. Because he's not against the plan, but he just give her a warning in case they detect her or something like that.
Tutski
Do you
just.
Actually,
plan
you
on
know what?
Do you plan on opening that door stealthily, Nadia?
Yes.
I will use detect magic
Mhm.
to see if there is any magical effects around.
All right. What blocks that spell again? 1 foot of stone, 3 feet of wood or dirt. Magic within 30 feet of you. No, you don't detect any magic
Okay.
within
I
30
will.
feet of yourself.
Tutski just gets a box out of her bag and just pulls it on top of Nadia.
I
Here,
will
this will help.
maintain concentration for now.
Okay.
What Cord said?
Nadia just puts a cardboard box on top of Nadia. Here, this should help.
Okay. Let's continue.
Yeah.
On the door.
So I become invisible. You also want me to roll stealth? And let me roll.
Well, if you're going to open anything, yeah, you will probably have to roll stealth.
23. I rolled poorly, so it's only 23.
Mm.
So, by the way, just to explain what I have done, that is the base because at this point everything under 9 is 10 for my stealth. So, yeah, if the first number is higher, then we use that. Otherwise, the second.
All right. So, do you peer through the window first or just open the door?
Preferably peer through a window first.
All right.
That's a window pane.
You see two zombies sitting at a table. They don't seem to be doing anything yet.
Okay.
They are just sitting there motionlessly. There is food that is set out like a feast, but it's a couple days old and it's starting to get moldy. It's
What?
a rather macabre sight.
Mhm.
You think one of the bodies might look familiar to you, but you're not sure.
Da-na-na-na.
Question: the detect magic worked up to where?
30 feet.
Up to before the table.
Mhm.
Actually, let me.
Anyway, can I also check this window and this window before
There we
I
go.
decide to go?
Can you also check the
Yeah.
Microsoft
So
window?
that'll take. Let's see. That's one move, two move. Two to get back, and about 3 to get up to here. So about 4 rounds to check them all.
Too many rounds is what you're saying. Okay.
What we need to
I
know
mean, you're free to do that.
What we need to know explicitly is what's through Windows 7, 8, 9, 10, 11.
Then we can send again
Nez.
Nez.
Okay, send
Or
Nez in this window. I'm taking this window because it is very close,
Okay.
and then I'm going through the door.
All right.
Mhm.
It looks like a library.
Mhm.
A library.
Mhm.
A brewery
And that
full
looks
of
like a kitchen.
a brewery full of lies.
Okay, so now that we have half of the place information, we need to go on the backyard, basically.
We must look through all the windows, even the
Let's see,
window.
how many rounds does your invisibility last?
1 hour, I think.
1 hour? Okay.
Doesn't matter.
We also need
Like,
to check. We also need to check the Vista window and the XP window.
Anyway,
What about the Windows 10?
I already mentioned Windows 10.
Anyway, the thing
no
is,
one likes the Windows 10 of
Even
I
less
like
people-
Windows 10.
Even less people like Windows 11.
I'm joking.
Yeah, wait till we start talking about the Windows 11. So
We've got 15 minutes.
yes, so we will talk 11 of them about Windows 11. So let me continue.
Countless windows.
So from my understanding, the stairs to up or anything important here must be on the black area.
Yeah.
Obviously.
That would
Around
seem
this
like a
color.
logical deduction.
Yeah, I know, right?
Are you sure you want to do that?
Library is full of traps because placement. I
Mhm.
say that.
Yeah.
And probably it will have a lot of info, actually. And also Dale will care about it. So Dale knows about the library. Oh God, we are screwed. And I just realized that. So either we go from the back and we avoid the zombies. Wait, I just thought of it. The zombies, one of them looks familiar. Are they the civil huntresses?
Probably.
I don't know. I was just going off of your passive perception.
You wanted me to roll an actual perception or no?
I mean, you can.
Okay, I will. Um,
All right. From the window you're looking on, you can't see the zombies, so I don't know.
yeah, when I'm back, when I'm back, I meant.
Back when he noticed that one of them looked kind of familiar, I think.
No, I'm,
Yeah.
Yeah. So, one of them looks like it is Morgan, and the other one looks like she's wearing Silver Huntress attire.
Okay, perfect. That means we don't have to worry about them. I know that sounded cold. So
Wait, you said that in character or out of character?
mostly out of character, let's be honest. Because my worry was when Pika started, calculating turns, I was like, maybe they're not dead yet, and thus I. Anyway, so question still stands: should we go behind and avoid the zombies or no? I will leave that up to the party.
Let's go and see the other windows.
We must
There.
check.
Alright, boss.
We must check out Windows 12. It has some
Oh, I need
promise.
to get paid for this. I need to start a familiar union.
Oh God, they're unionizing.
Alright, it looks like a living room.
Does it have a piano? If yes, this will be 100% more evil than what already
No.
is.
No, there is no piano. There's 2 chairs and a sofa.
There's
And
no.
all of them.
Let's go through the back door then.
There's no pianos, and
Yeah.
there's no piano, and consequently, there's no guy in a mustache in Templar attire playing the piano. Moving on.
See, my first thought for piano was the one in Mario 64.
I know.
Let's enter the mostly evil room on the back.
Are you sure there's not an organ in there with a squid, with a guy that looks like a living squid playing with a musical box?
There's definitely an organ. There's definitely music there. Let's not discuss it any further. Boom, boom, boom.
Okay.
Little did we know we were on Davy Jones's footlocker
Please
the
open
entire
the door.
time.
Yeah.
Alright.
Let's open it normally. I'm fine not
Yeah.
stealthing
We
anymore.
try opening normally.
The door opens.
Oh wow,
It seems a
amazing.
little dusty. Like it looks like the place hasn't been taken care of for a couple days, at the very least.
Okay.
Okay, Medras goes to the
I'm
section that we
entering
don't know
behind
slowly.
Andras. The purple.
Make perception checks, all of you.
Okay.
The purple
The
perception
purple thing
is a perception
is,
check.
Detect magic.
Yes.
Yeah.
5. I see nothing.
Oh, I see everything.
Yeah, you see quite a bit.
Yeah, it's
Then
another
it
You
said-
see that you're in a room. You don't detect any traps.
Nadia.
You kind
What?
of
You're in-
detect a magical lock here.
Okay.
Out of character. Is there a way to unzombify somebody?
You kill them. Kill the
I'm-
zombie.
I'm guessing
I don't know that.
greater restoration doesn't work in that case.
If you want, I do have an ability that can make them run away from us if it's successful. But
I
just
don't
if
think
it is
that
That
will.
doesn't
You
really
kill
help
them.
anything.
Well, sorry, you re-kill
I
them
know.
and then you resurrect them.
Yeah.
That sounds painful. And probably nobody of us can do that.
No, don't worry, it won't hurt you at all.
What do you mean?
Killing them won't hurt you at all.
What about if they are killing us?
Medras
well,
is
that
slowly
would hurt you,
going
yes.
here, preparing to open the door. He looks to see if everyone, is ready to
Before
keep
you
moving
go
forward.
there, I go to towards the door that leads to the library. Do I feel anything magical coming from there?
The magic of knowledge and
Yes.
tantalizing arcane secrets.
Yes.
Other than that, no.
Damn it. Open the door.
Medras waits for everyone to be here and then he opens the door.
I'm trying with Lambre. We're having a very, very philosophical conversation.
Yeah. I know, Lambre
it's
too
an
is
empty
very
room.
intelligent.
The cobwebs, they be a gathering.
Definitely trapped, guys.
Medrash, from where he is, roll. I'm going to roll perception from where Medrash is. He's not going to enter to that. 20! I can see the future!
Okay. If shouldn't that be an investigation though?
No, I said perception to see if he sees anything. He's not investigating.
Yeah, we are not investigating right now. We are
You are
exploring.
unable to see any traps. You do see some faint footmarks here and there throughout the room, but you don't detect any traps.
But he does see the future.
Also, there's another door. here.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I can see the new door.
Okay, move, Madras.
Man, that's one step. Wait. Where are the footprints that he sees?
They're just on the ground. A normal
No,
place
no,
for a
no.
footprint to be.
But where do they move? I mean.
That'd be an investigation check.
No idea.
Okay. Yeah, that just points out that he sees footprints. That's he will leave it to the people that are smart enough to put together.
Yeah.
So they can investigate the future.
No, I know the boot size.
Yeah, you can recognize these footprints as almost certainly from your Silver Huntress compatriots. May they rest in peace. It looks like they were going around the house investigating. Looking around, you can see those footprints throughout the room you're in. Kind of going from place to place, looking like they were very carefully searching through the entire place.
Yes, and the freshest are the ones that are going towards the dinner table. Got it. If you
From
want to
this
say
area.
freshest.
No, like these footprints actually look like intelligent, like someone going about a stealthy investigation fairly professionally.
Okay.
Hmm.
This is when we find out the other Silver Huntress was wearing a orange neckerchief.
So no trap then. There's actually Nadia making sure of this because he has his shield arms already. In case there are some kind of invisible enemy or something like that.
I assume the voice in my head will say if there are any traps with that investigation check, right? Voice in
Yeah,
my head.
you didn't find any traps with that.
Okay, can we open the next door that will lead us to our doom?
Yes. That's what Miller is going to do after Nadia confirms that.
There's no fish. There's no fishman that tells you it's a
You
trap.
find a staircase leading up.
And this is not revealed, so is there
This is the magic lock, I think.
is there
Yeah.
is there a
I don't know.
lock
It looks
here?
like a wall. It
Okay,
looks
I'm
like a
going to
wall.
say that. Guys, something.
Delith, take okay. Delith, run to the wall. Out of character, of course, but run to the wall.
I may have horns, but I'm not a ram.
Yes, and the wall may not break, but disappear if you do that.
Okay, I'm saying that I feel a magic lock somewhere there.
Yeah,
I spotted
somewhere
that.
about here.
Yes, I also
Yes.
spotted that as we came in.
Miller slowly goes there back
Question,
to Delhi to
legit,
protect
legitimately,
her and stuff like that.
legitimate question. Do I see the footprints going towards the wall or not?
Investigation of
You need to do
You do actually see footprints going through the wall, though you can also
Okay.
see marks around it, like uh,
something
like something
scratched.
in the, like something big and heavy moved.
Okay, can I move that big and heavy thing?
I don't like this.
I don't know. It looks like a blank wall.
Okay.
I rolled a 15 investigation. Do I find anything?
You find what looks like some creases in the wall. It looks like there's a secret door. Here, I'm gonna move. Like, okay, so here's the door. You can't pass through it though. It seems to bar entry for now, and that's where the footsteps went into.
Yeah, is there anything that I can put together to find anything, uh, any I guess on the wall to push and open it or something, or that's not
You are unable to find anything that would open it.
okay.
You have a Tutski that can open it.
Medrash gets close
Question.
and asks. Medrash gets close and asks that will the spell magic work on this?
Uh, do I detect anything magical from that? Because I guess
I
not.
mean, some
Yes.
sort of magical mechanism to open it, maybe, but I don't know if you
Um,
wanted to spell the opening method.
can,
No,
can,
no,
can,
that's why Midrash is asking Delis, the magician, to know if that
uh,
will work or not.
can I ask an out of character question?
Sure.
Sure.
Can we read thoughts on the undead people to see what they did?
I don't
Open
think
it.
that.
Dead people don't have thoughts. They're not well known for
Exactly.
their thinking.
But they always say brain. What do you mean, Pika?
They're zombies. They're not intelligent undead.
Anyway, let's proceed. Yeah, I was just trying to think of
Yep.
something that may be possible, but I
Mm.
don't know. I'm not a mage.
So, are we trying to break? Okay. Mental
Again.
note: this is there. Let's go upstairs.
Okay, Midrash makes sure that he goes up first up these stairs just in case.
All right.
And
There
I
you go.
just realized if somebody push Madras, we all die immediately.
Why?
Midrash enters here.
Midrash is
Because
Maybe
fast.
because he's wearing heavy armor. I don't know.
exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Oh
All right.
God!
It's
Is
an
there
empty
anything
room.
Are you calling Midrash
magical there?
fat?
No, I'm saying plate armor is
All right.
an issue.
You're able to get into the bedroom. The door
We
into
enter
it's
the room.
unlocked. It looks fairly Spartan. Again, it looks like it was cleaned in the past, like a day or two ago.
Do I feel anything magical at all there? No.
Is there anything to investigate behind or
I don't
Move the
know.
on?
rug.
Yeah, investigate. I will say.
Investigation, yes.
Do you want me to roll investigation or we are taking
Yes.
the
Roll.
old tech?
Yes.
I'm asking the DM.
New roll.
New roll. Perfect.
New room, new roll. Okay,
You
perfect.
really want a new roll,
Perfect.
alright?
Yes. All right.
Perfect. You still investigate the future.
You find that the bookcase is blocking what looks like a small passageway.
Midrash and Tatsuki
That,
move
that,
it. I take
that
it.
All right, strength check.
we will do it the professional round.
I mean, I could
Way.
probably do it on my own because I've got advantage on this sort of
Delith,
strength check.
fireball it.
No.
Okay, if for some reason it's not enough, I will give you a support. I don't know how support works.
All right. You manage to slide the thing out of the way.
They're very small. They're very bad. They're kind of meh rolls by my standards, but I'll take it.
Yeah.
Open
How
the
small are we
door.
talking?
You can fit through it. It's not too bad. You find a desk with papers, other clippings and stuff strewn about. What looks like some sort of, a board with papers on them and string attaching the different papers.
Okay.
We find
Question.
papers. Tell us
Question.
what all of them say. I have 24 investigation.
Important question. Detect magic has 10 minutes maximum.
You're not finding anything in this room.
Magical return after
Okay.
years. A great
Just tell
sound.
me if those 10 minutes actually pass to,
Okay.
turn it off.
Additionally, in this room, you find what looks like a switch.
A Switch, a Nintendo Switch. I take it and play.
A switch. Press it.
Okay.
Who wouldn't? That's a
I'm going
joke.
to
That's a joke.
Yeah, I
It's not
know.
what
I
Midrash
know.
did.
I'm going to press it.
All right.
Midrash stops the lead and says,
You hear a
"Shouldn't
low
first
rumbling sound from the first floor.
Oh
I
no!
think we found the wall switch.
I'm pretty.
Medrash that says, I think everyone has found us.
No,
Shouldn't we first?
I'm pretty sure we're in an umbrella laboratory, guys. Don't worry about it.
Yes.
All
This
right.
is literally becoming Resident Evil.
Okay. Actually, do we want to make an investigation check on this room to see what papers we can find? Or
I assume we took my
Yeah,
newer
I was willing to.
investigation.
I gave you the papers for that room.
okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
Medrash is right now reading the papers, and he said, "Can you please stop moving? We're trying to piece together what's going on here."
Also, Pika, are you yes? Are you? Do you have time or no?
I can stretch it maybe a
Yeah.
couple minutes. I don't think there's a whole lot more to hit, so long as you stop
Yes.
like dragging your feet.
Okay.
But
Yeah. Mhm.
this section
Okay.
wasn't meant to be that long. I kind of meant this to be a two-parter, so
Yeah.
you're actually just slightly behind where I was planning for you guys to be.
Okay.
So let's get
So
Yeah,
yeah,
this.
what's
yeah.
the deal with this here?
Let's
Thank
move.
you.
Let's just.
I will keep reading by myself. While we keep moving. Go
All
for it.
right. It seems like the secret door is still locked. Something else
Oh,
must have occurred.
oh no!
No.
Mhm.
Oh no! Oh
Yeah.
no!
It was.
The giant dragon here is gonna eat us. Oh wait, that is only an actual dragon.
That's Lamric too. Damn it.
Why didn't we move the rug while we were up there?
Are we
I
gonna
guess there
move the
was
rug?
nothing there because
Since Elani suggested, can we also move the rug?
You can. There is floor underneath it.
Okay.
How suspicious is that floor? And is it attacking us like on Ultima?
okay.
No,
It's not. No.
no, it's the
what
floor
can
from Pee Wee's Playhouse. I can talk for some
I
random
start
reason.
examining the lock.
Well, something occurred behind this door because that's where the sound was coming from. But this door still seems locked.
Oh
There might
no!
be some other switch that you need to find.
To
The
the
library.
evil
To the
library.
library.
To the evil library of evilness.
Mm.
Sterling massage.
Bloop. All right. You see lots of books describing different types of magic
Meh.
and notes and other
Investigation.
archival type stuff.
10. Damn it.
You found books.
Mhm.
None of them look particularly interesting or engaging. A lot of it looks like dry research notes.
It's at this moment in time we find out that Delith can
But you
never.
also
Can't...
didn't do a very good search, so you know.
This is the part of the
Do you-
session
do
that
you-
we
This is
learn
the
that
part
Delith
that I
can't read.
remember why I didn't want to become a wizard.
Do you want me to investigate again?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. I want you to get a very good roll. Okay,
There.
there you go.
Okay, something's
you-
happening.
Yes. All right.
Yeah. Something
You
is happening. He
find a
keeps
book that looks like the shelf underneath it has been very worn from being taken off, taken out and put back on repeatedly.
Got it. That opens the secret way apart.
Do we
thingy
need
here.
do we need Tutski
Inside
to...
it, you do find a key. Also, other stuff.
Why on that specific book there is a key?
For plot convenience,
I
That's
beg
obviously.
not
to differ.
convenient.
I beg to differ, Pekka. I actually do want to read those.
Yeah,
No, you
I'm
don't.
reading all of these.
For plot convenience, I say it is a grudge of many years, and we are seeing how the elves are so grudgy, I guess, and I
So,
guess insane.
All right. Yeah, the key fits. Congratulations, you can get in there.
Woohoo!
And it looks
perfect.
like there's a passage going further in. So,
Yeah.
next time, the depths.
Mhm.
What
Question.
depth? Are we going
Uh,
into Underdark? No, we are leaving. We're not going there.
Last question. Actually, two questions before we close. Do we see that there was something barring that well going down? I guess.
Yes. It,
Okay.
it looks like there was some sort of covering on top of it.
Okay.
So,
So,
this being uncovered, it was what you found upstairs. You did things a little out of order,
yeah.
and you skipped
Okay.
one of my cutscenes. Oh well.
Mhm.
Which cutscene do you mean?
The one
Oh, it's called.
starring the zombies. Duh.
I know.
Anyway, so next time, the depths. Yeah.
Up
So
question.
Second question. Is
Did we level
my
up?
no? Am I deactivating the dispel magic?
at this point,
Because-
you can say 10 minutes have passed.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. At this point,
One thing that I would say is that as everyone is moving on Amadrash, since he has nothing to do, you see him reading the clips of paper, what's put there on the book and all of that. himself an idea that, well, he won't say it because it's Nadia's choice and all of that. That maybe she's being too suspicious on this, and she has been told the truth. He's not going to say because it's her choice, her
Like
decision, and all of that.
the
But
thing is,
he's making that idea, thinking that it's very possible as
the thing is,
it's been piled up.
the thing is, I'm also reading the notes that we are
I imagine. I
going
imagine
fast.
that you're reading. I imagine that you're reading too. I'm saying that Madash is taking his time because he's not as involved on this, so he's letting you and Delith probably read much faster than him.
Tutski intensifies.
Anyway, I do actually have to leave though. So
Yeah.
next time,
or in about
the
2
depths.
hours. Or in about 2 hours time, depending on our mood.
I don't think I can make a dungeon that quickly.
Mhm.
This was designed to be the end of the week.
Yeah, I
Okay.
imagine that was the idea.
Or in 2 hours
All right,
time, if
so-
depending on our mood.
Anyway, see you next
Later.
time. Yeah, nothing next week because I won't be available.
Next week I might.
And then I think it's back to Eboa again.
Next
Star
week
Wars win.
Never know. You never know.
Yes.
Next week I might decide to stream a
At
game
some
with
point, we
with us all.
will be able to continue.
Yeah. Maybe next week I might
Anyway.
end
In
up
our
streaming a
dreams.
game that the rest of us will be taking part in. We'll see as things develop. We'll be talking about it more than likely. But until either then or next time we play Eboa, we'll see you next time. Ciao.
Bye.
Bye bye.
Tutski intensifies.